Hey everybody, how are you? Today is July 13, 2022. This is our 3D market commentary. My name is Jose Blasco, and we're going to spend a few minutes looking at the markets, looking at key markets, five to be precise. And we're going to be looking at what is the market condition. The markets in the US will open in 1 hour from now, so it's perfect time to do a little bit of preparation and get into a little bit of understanding so we understand the market environment, so we know what to expect, and what is safe and what is less safe, etc., etc. Before we get started, I'm going to highlight on the upper left side of the screen our financial disclaimer. Please read it carefully. It is fairly short. I am therefore counting on you all to read it completely, and it's important information, so please do that, so that way you are well informed. Thank you so much. And as the disclaimer has been fully highlighted, we are now going to begin our commentary with looking at the real-time charts and begin. Okay, so what do we have? Well, on the right, I have a daily chart of the S&P 500 futures. Okay, this is the chart I have on the right. And when looking at this particular chart, we can also compare the information from the chart on the right with the information that I got on the left here, where I have all the information about the 3D market commentary, the climate, the UFOs, the volatility, etc. By the way, before we get started, I will highlight on the screen how you can get yourself this information sent to your inbox every day. We send it 1 hour and a half before the market opens every single day, and you can get this in your inbox in case you miss our live videos where we go over the content and the materials, and we give you many times extra informations, but at least you get the key core information of the market commentary in your inbox every day, and this is a free service. Okay, so you can use that link if that is of your interest. Okay, but let's begin with the S&P, as we were saying. And what's happening with the S&P? Well, to be honest, what's happening is exactly what we discussed yesterday. Again, probabilities are an important ally in trading. It doesn't mean that having probabilities in your favor is a guarantee, of course not, but certainly it's a smart thing to do. Yesterday we said that from a statistical point of view, the climate was down and confirmed. We said that yesterday because we got one red and thick dot. Today we got dot number 2 because it's the second day. So we have been in this down climate, which is confirmed. We have been in that situation for 2 days out of what statistics would suggest a normal thing to be 2.98, let's call it 3. So in other words, seeing the market fall today and probably tomorrow again will not be something too surprising. Yesterday I was commenting that I would not be surprised to see the market come down for another day or two, get to this green UFO, and from there bounce. And it seems that this is what is happening. The S&P futures today are trading as we speak 1.59% below the closing price from yesterday. Now, of course, it's the S&P is falling because the climate is down, but also because we have on-field orders located at 38.68. That's our sell UFO, the red UFO on the screen right here, okay, at 38.68. And then we got buy orders at 37.13.5, which I just mentioned here, 37.13.5 right here. We got our green UFO. So notice if I zoom in, okay, notice what just happened. So yesterday we were doing the market commentary and the market was more or less here. And during the intraday session, price came up. Notice the high of the day is right there kissing the red UFO. That injection of sell on field orders kicked in. That red UFO was there yesterday already at 38.68. And from there, during the today's session, the market has been going down. Why? Because, when you got more sell orders than buy orders, that's what happens, especially in a down climate condition. So not a surprise, and that was the comment yesterday. From a speed of movement point of view, the expectation out of looking at the VIX, which is the implied volatility of options on the S&P 500 index, is 27.32%, where we take that number, we reverse engineer the pricing models for options, and we come up with 65.88 points either up or down in a day would be a normal thing to expect. 145.02 points either up or down in a week would also be a normal thing to expect in a week, not in a day. 301.88 points either up or down in a month would be also a normal thing to expect. So that would be the expected speed of movement now that we know more about the direction as well as where the next turning points could be. Notice earlier in the definition of what is climate, We talk about market climate as the upcoming market direction. So it's a down climate, so the expectation will be for market to keep falling. We are talking about buy and sell on field orders. They are responsible for upcoming turning points that could be used as entries and exits. So the S&P coming down may generate a turning point there. Then it goes up, it may generate a turning point here. And therefore, those UFOs are very powerful to basically take advantage of those upcoming turning points that have not happened yet. Which, by the way, you could use UFOs combined with other methodologies. Maybe you are drawing support and resistance lines. Maybe you're doing FIPS. Maybe you're doing, breaks of a Bollinger Band. You name it. Anyway, and then the market volatility, which talks about the upcoming price change speed. Okay. Second market for us to analyze today, it's going to be crude oil. By the way, I'm using Auto Climate and Auto UFO in the screen. Auto Climate is a free app that you can get from our website. I just highlighted on the screen the URL for you to go. You can also subscribe to Auto UFO on the same URL. Okay, so we are moving to crude oil 1, 2, 3. And here are the UFOs for crude oil. Yesterday we talked about how crude oil was in a very extended down climate, 9 out of what statistics would suggest 5.78 to be a normal thing to happen. So in a way, we said that, I would not be surprised to see some sort of a change of direction in crude oil short term. But there was nothing to stop crude oil from falling all the way to 80. There is no buy orders around. And that's one of the reasons why we got so much volatility to the downside yesterday, with a pretty powerful move to the downside. I believe it was like around 7% down, something like that in one day. Pretty powerful stuff. And why? Because there is no buy orders. It's that simple. So while the climate is very extended and you should expect a change of direction sooner than later, because we don't have buy orders in the system right now, only located at 80.47, which is much lower than the current price. So that's why crude oil is showing so far pretty powerful moves to the downside and not so much to the upside at all. Now, we got a new pile of on-field orders that was not available yesterday, which is now located at 100.89. So, basically what I'm saying here is that if crude oil was to turn and give us a little bit of a blue color on the climate here, okay, this is more likely going to happen than not in the following few days. So if that was to be the case, now we're going to hit the red UFO, and guess what? We're likely going to go back down on our way to 80, unless we get new on-field orders to buy located in other places, which, if so, they will show up on the screen, because Auto UFOs is a tool which plots the on-field orders in a real-time fashion. So if that was to happen, we'll see it on the screen and we'll comment on it. But so far, I feel it would be a bit too late to the party to participate too aggressively of shorts on crude oil, because statistics suggest it's going to turn, but at the same time, not buy on-field orders around. Certainly, if you're in a short trade already, so maybe you don't want to take too much rush on collecting your profits. Speed of movement, we are talking about 54.40% implied volatility on options on crude oil futures. So that reverse engineered using the pricing models would be 3.31 points a day up or down, 7.28 points a week up or down, 15.15 points a month up or down. That would be a 1 standard deviation expected move. So a normal thing to happen from a speed of movement point of view. The next market that we're going to analyze, and we move quickly in these sessions, okay? This is a market commentary. We spend 15 minutes analyzing the market information, so we do it quick. But again, we also run live trading sessions on our website, and there it's a different story. We take our time to plan the trade and execute, and you can see us do that. Here we're basically just talking about the market conditions and the environment, so we prepare for the trading session, okay? So what's happening with gold? Well, gold is falling. Yesterday, I was making the comment that this is the most extended climate we have in the market right now, 16 out of 569. Very extended. This is absolutely unreasonable from a statistical point of view, but that's the whole point of statistics. They are very powerful most of the time, but sometimes they are totally not respected. That's the case, right? And, gold is falling very much. Now, why is it that statistics are not being respected and we don't get to see the climate change from red to blue? Well, because very similar to crude oil, there is nothing to stop it from falling, given the fact that the buy on field orders are located much further down. So shorting gold now, it's too late. it's been dropping too much from a statistical point of view. Buying is too soon. Okay, so probably the best bet is to use patience and just wait for gold to go back up, and when it comes back to this red UFO, then get ready to short again, and probably we'll get to the next green UFO on the screen. Again, almost copy paste situation if you compare crude oil and gold in that particular case. Speed of movement expected to be at a rate of 19.78% out of looking at the implied volatility of options on gold futures. That is 21 plus points a day, either up or down, 47 plus points a week, either up or down, 98 points plus a month, either up or down. Very good. Earlier, I talked about the fact that we run live trading on our website. For you to take a look, you can go to tradewithufos.com/coaching and you can see more there. And we are now moving to the next market, which is, really the protagonist. Okay, is the protagonist, and actually exactly the very same thing, the very thing I was discussing yesterday is happening. Yesterday we had a green UFO here on the top that was not available the day before, but it was available yesterday. And what I said yesterday is that if dollar comes in here, it's likely that we're going to have a bounce. Okay, and this is what's happening. The dollar went to 107.61 and is now trading at 108.13. So we're having a bounce. Notice actually that even the color of the UFO has changed. It went from green color to be olive green color. It is not the pure green color, it's now olive green, which means that the probabilities now are less. Okay, the probabilities for the dollar to continue bouncing to the upside, if it was to fall again here and continue, that probability of a bounce is now less. And this together with the fact that the climate is confirmed but very extended, 11 out of what statistics would have suggested a normal thing to happen to be 494. So, again, if the dollar ends up, after, let's say, a day or two or three, coming back down, I would say that given the fact that this UFO has changed color from green to olive green, probably we are going a bit lower to test the next UFO, and from there, I would say quite likely back higher. So the next UFO is located, the one which is olive green is located at 107.61, and the speed of movement which is expected for a dollar is at a rate of 12.52% a year. Which reverse engineered would be 0.85 points a day, 1.87 points a week, 3.90 points a month, and that is either up or down, and this is in a one-star deviation, meaning a normal thing to happen 61.6 plus percent of the cases, 61.20 something, if I'm not mistaken. Bitcoin futures. Let's take a look at the Bitcoin futures, and also I will highlight on the screen other places where you may find us. If you go to our Linktree page, you can find us on YouTube, you can find us in many places. You can go take a look at what we do in those places. Hopefully you like us and you follow us too. That would be nice. But anyway, going back to the Bitcoin. So what's happening? Well, the green UFO that was available here yesterday is gone. We had a green UFO here yesterday. It's not visible anymore, meaning those orders have either been filled or canceled based on the technology of the UFOs, which, by the way, is patented. So the next pile of orders to buy is located at 14.347. So certainly it's looking like Bitcoin has room to fall. And we have recently started a down climate, which has been running for 2 days. Now, Bitcoin is a relatively new market, so running stats on it is not that useful. That's why it says two out of ? We don't know how long it could last, but if you look at the duration of the prior red climates, it's way more than 2, isn't it? So I would say we may get another leg on the way down, and if that's the case, I would say, at least based on what we see right now, that there is nothing to stop Bitcoin from keep going lower all the way to 14. Okay, so we'll see that in the following sessions, and we'll keep commenting on it. Speed of movement expected to be at a rate of 83.92%. That is 1,000 plus points a day, either up or down, to 2,294 points a week, either up or down, 4,775 points a month, either up or down. That's the expected speed of movement for Bitcoin. So last thing, today is Wednesday, so what's going on? Well, as we speak, they have been publishing the consumer price index number. So you can go ahead and take a look after the session is over, which is basically over now. This is the ending time of the session. And again, for the ones of you trading currencies or Asian markets, Australia reporting unemployment, which is also something that could be quite relevant. Okay. So I will see you tomorrow, my friends. It's been my pleasure to conduct the session today. Hopefully this information is useful to you. Pay attention, because those are key markets, and therefore it's not something to be ignored. You guys take care. I will see you soon, which is tomorrow. Bye bye. Trade well. See you then.